You about to find out. You about to find out. Hey, what's up, everybody? Good evening. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. I'm super excited, man. Today's been a really blessed day. Shout out to my boy Darian Butler for coming on my show earlier, the Austin Collab Money Talk. He dropped some knowledge about real estate investing, about being a realtor, and the whole investing process. But anyhow, tonight I'm joined by three of my very, very great friends. To my far right, I have Nicole Tate.
Mitchell.
Nicole Mitchell. I was like, Nicole Mitchell. My brother, my colleague, Gene Flesher. Most of y'all, if y'all my friends on here, y'all probably know him.
Gene.
We got a whole bunch of mutual friends in common. The same thing with this lady to my right, Miracle Mitchell. And I thank you guys for coming on such short notice. This is kind of impromptu. As you can see in my description, it's unscripted. But the main reason I brought us here was really just to discuss ideas, to brainstorm, to just talk about, any challenges that we may be facing and how we can help and ways to get over those challenges. Because especially if you're an entrepreneur, challenges are something that you're going to go through. And also back to the ideas part, listen guys, everything that you see, everything that's out here that's created started as an idea in someone's mind. All right, our mind has limitless capabilities, and ideas are the starting point for all types of inventions, products, any services that are out there. Your circle of influence is extremely important. Who you associate yourself with, And I said earlier on my Snapchat, or my Instagram, I forget. Y'all follow me on Snapchat and Instagram, the Austin Collab, by the way. But I said, your circle of influence is extremely important. And I always said, if you're the smartest person in the room, it's time for you to switch rooms. You need to be around someone who's ahead of you, who can, help you, who may be able to mentor you or show you some new things. That's why I like to have different entrepreneurs come on my show so they can tell me, things that are working for them. And I consider my friends extremely smart. That's why I wanted to get us all together and to get this live, because my friends are really smart. They've helped me out in my entrepreneur journey, my journey of life, period. This girl to the far right is super, super smart.
Ridiculously smart.
Ridiculously smart. So my boy Gene.
Everybody knows
everybody already know, how smart this young man is. So, or if you don't know,
now you know.
Very intelligent. But I just wanted to get us together and, like I said, discuss some ideas, because I was watching a YouTube video.
What about me? You just let
Miracle. Hey, listen. I think this is a
I'm
really
the hustler here.
Exactly. I think this is a good starting point, because Jean said earlier, what are we going to talk about? Miracle is very, very street smart. She is a hustler. She is a grinder, and I just want to kind of throw this idea. As far as being successful in life, you think you need to be an A+ student?
Oh, absolutely not.
Do you think college is important? Let's start there about going to college. Do you need to go to college to be successful? Do you need to be a model student? Because I heard that, the A+ students end up working for the people who got C's,
I'm going to jump in and say, well, I think for me, college was more so a platform of building a friendship. This right here. This is what my platform of college was. I can pretty much go anywhere in the United States, and I know someone from at least college. That's what I built from that. Half the stuff, I just got through it. Like, I'm not a book person at all, but for the most part, the friendships and relationships, everything that I built from that, that's what I take from college the most.
So I will say this, and I talked to a lot of young people about college. And I think a lot of people don't realize that it's an investment.
Absolutely.
So it's just like anything else, and it depends on you. If for you it's going to be worth that money that you're putting into it, that time that you're investing into it, then have at it. If there are certain fields where that money that you're investing, that time that you're investing is absolutely worth it. There are certain people that money and that time that they're investing in order to meet people or network or whatever is absolutely worth it. And for some people, it is a waste of $100,000 in 4 years of your time.
Most people.
I talk to so many people who are not just doing stuff like eating even with their degree,
Well,
or
a lot
in
of
their
people
field.
aren't taking, like, I don't see students, like high school students and parents, sitting down and talking about the fact, like, we are about to invest $100,000 and 4 years of your life into this. What do you want to get out of it?
Right.
You know?
That's true.
So I think, like, shame on us as parents, and, like, even as leaders, like, mentoring younger people. Like, I make sure I talk to them about that, because I think people have in their mind, like, oh, I'm going to go to my favorite school because I like the football team, and I like that climate, and da-da-da. And, like, it's just like buying a house or buying a car. Like, who cares? This is an investment.
Right.
And you need to go where it makes the most sense for your money and for your time.
Right on. Gene, what about you? How you feel about going to college as far as being successful in your career, in your field? Do you think you need a college for what you're doing right now?
No, not really. And I know that seems like just such a blunt answer, but when I got out of high school, I went to college because my grandparents raised me, and they wanted me to go to college, and that's why I went to college. And I knew back when I was getting out of high school that I was losing money.
Really?
Yeah, I knew I was losing money by being in college because you
taking out on loans.
Right.
Well, it's the time. Time is more important.
Mind,
yeah.
You have business ideas already that you sitting on.
Yeah, it's like, you know, if you take a fish, a cheetah, and a bird, and you grade them all by the same, test as far as their ability to swim, to climb trees, to hunt, and all that, they all gonna get about the same grade because they all built for different things, and that's how college is. College teaches you how to be an excellent employee, and a lot of people succeed in it, especially kids you see that come from Jack and Jill families where they were big in the Jack and Jill, or their parents were big in the sororities, but college just isn't necessarily. It's not going to be the quickest route. The only way to really get to move into whatever you want to do is to actually do it. So for some people, college is perfect because it gives them the connections they need, and they actually learn. Like what you guys would agree, if you want to be a doctor, you need to go to medical school.
Right.
Okay, so that scenario is true. But if you want to be an entrepreneur,
lawyer,
you need to learn
certain things. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
But
engineer, their school is
it's meant for certain things.
Yeah, but like what it is not meant for, and what I hear so many people doing is, oh, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna figure it out. Like, are you kidding me? You're gonna spend $40,000 a year
before you even
to
get in
figure
the
it
door.
out.
Figure it out. Sit at home and figure it out for free.
And see, that's what because I think people like really push college on people because that's the American dream. You go to high school, go to college, and then you start your career, whatever degree you have or whatever, you go from there. But like really, ultimately, my kids, when I do have kids or whatever, I'm going to actually try to pick their brain to see where they are. Of course, you need some type of degree. If they want to come out with socks, I'm gonna find a sock school.
Right.
Something that they want to do. Right. That's what I would try to pursue them instead of just pushing them.
Or a vocational
school.
Learn a trade, a skill, something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And I just think we have. I know a lot of us, like, especially like first generation African Americans, like that was just a goal, like get to college, right? And it ain't because it's gonna help you in your career, but that in itself was
a big achievement, right? I think that was a big achievement.
Yeah.
Right. On your resume. I think they said you could be and I'm not trying to knock anybody or pull a race card, but it is true still to this day. They say that a white felon has a better opportunity to get hired for a job than an African American male graduate.
Well, and the most educated
college graduate.
Yeah, the most educated group of people right now in the United States is black women.
Really? I think I read that somewhere.
Underpaid.
Of course.
Yeah.
Y'all didn't even hear about it in Walmart. And they were suing Walmart 350 black women, well, not black women in general, because they're getting not paid as than the men.
I think it's 77 cents on the dollar.
Yeah, they end up winning, so they end up raising that pay. But it's just like that's crazy how still to this day that women are still getting below the market. And
then speaking of like, not to keep bouncing back and forth, but I was just reading an article and it was talking about how I think they said that there were like 5 million people short of first-time home buyers because the debt from student loans is so high that there's like a whole generation of first-time buyers that aren't in a situation to be able to buy a house because of student loan debt.
Yeah,
right.
That's crazy.
That's true.
Yeah, the mortgage
I'm still in debt.
Pay student loans up.
Yeah.
Right. So just kind of talking about that on the student loan debts. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I was talking about reading different articles. I read an article that, and I even heard this guy say this on the Food Network on shocked. The person was about to win like $10,000, and she was saying, yeah, I'm going to pay down some of my debt. He was like, no, don't use it to pay down that. Just keep paying your minimum payment and invest that in yourself. Like, put that in, go to a cooking school or go around the world and taste different foods and things like that. So do you think we should be rushing to pay down our student debt if we have the extra money? I mean, I guess, I really want to get out of debt, but if I got extra $500 that I could be putting into my business or, something like that, I think it could be a better use for it.
I would just say to each his own. Like the same thing we talked about with college, I don't think it's a blanket yes or no, because it depends on your own financial situation and what your financial goals are for yourself. I know, Mary, you were talking about, like, people are so quick to compare themselves to somebody else. Well, DeRay paid off all his debt, so now I want to pay off all my debt. When it makes sense. Like, I got loans that I've invested into myself and into my business, so it makes sense for me to have debt. Maybe for DeRay, it don't make sense because his plan is to be debt free so he can travel the world and not have to worry about it. So I just think it's important for you to look at your specific situation and talk to somebody.
Well, generally student loan debt is pretty low. The rate is pretty low. So, credit card debt, the rate is higher. Like a good credit card rate is $13.99, $12.99. That's if you 720.
You might want to pay that off. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you didn't have great credit when you got your credit card, you're at a 24% rate. Your balance is doubling every 3 years. So so if you could borrow money at a lower than the 10% rate, and your student loans are low like that, it makes more sense to borrow money to invest to make money. There's that possibility, because at some point in time you're going to have to take some risk if you want to reap some sort of reward. So it just depends, I think, on the rate of the debt that you have. If you have high interest debt, then the best thing you want to do is get rid of that debt spot, because it's going to cripple you. It's going to cripple your credit score. But if your debt doesn't put you in a position credit-wise where your score is down, and the loans you want to get are higher, or if it puts you in a position where you can't get a mortgage, then I would look to it. But I think it just depends. There's good debt and there's bad debt. If you take out a small loan, $1 million or something like that, start a business.
You hear that? $1 million is a small loan.
But you got a low interest rate, and hey, so be it.
Right. So you said something. You said to each his own. And before we jumped on and went live, you said you wanted to talk about something. And what she said is something I struggle with too. And what she was talking about is for the most part, we're all entrepreneurs. Nicole works for a great company, but she can tell you what she's doing on the side, to have a side hustle. She moved to Atlanta shortly after college, and if you go down there, everyone has a side hustle.
Especially in the Black-owned community.
Right, everyone has a side hustle. But, and just speaking on that, if you go to Atlanta, you see a lot of successful, Black people, successful people, period. And in this day and age, with you guys with social media and technology, you can log on and you can see what everyone's doing. You can see people who's traveling, who may appear to be doing well. And sometimes as an entrepreneur, you're on your journey and you may be struggling to try to get to that point, or what may appear to be that point. Are you trying to compete with those people, or how do you stay in your own lane and focus on your tasks? Because you said that's something that you wanted to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. So for me personally, I had to learn that just within self, because I used to compare myself to, dang, why am I doing all this work, but this person's doing the same amount of work, but they're here and I'm here, and I was just like, what am I doing wrong?
Maybe discouraging sometimes.
Absolutely, I agree. But it was the simple fact that I had to understand that I had to go stay in my own lane, stay in my own space, and figure out what was best for me in order for me to elevate. I had to figure out what made me better, or what was my pros that I was winning on this side. And the matter of you just have to be in competition with yourself. You can't compare yourself to anybody else. That will always hold you back, or always make you feel less of whatever you're trying to accomplish, because you're trying to compare yourself to someone else, which that's not your path, that's not your journey. So I really, a lot of people well, I'm in, my competition is this. I can say, hey, my competition is staying socks, which really isn't, because at the end of the day, what they are doing right now is just great. Shout out to them or any other sock company. But my stuff will always be different and unique because I have a very strong passion about it. And also, I write on myself to be better and better and better every day, meaning, more so is the customer. The customer, number one, of course, my sock quality, everything else that's dealing with the sock, but ultimately I just try to make myself better, and that creates, the domino effect of, just getting greater later.
Right.
So,
what about you, Dan? How do you feel about just seeing other people who may be driving that Ferrari? You want to get that 488,
Well, I know everything that glitters ain't gold, and it's like on your radio show where you'd ask me, how do you persevere and all that. How do you keep going when times are tough?
Hey, man, can you turn it right on when you come back out? Go ahead.
What I was gonna say is honestly, I always had a great support system, but truthfully, I was around people that had more than me always, and I knew they weren't smarter because they didn't have to be smarter. I knew they weren't more hardworking because they didn't have to be more hardworking. And what happened is those same people that had more, eventually I passed most of those people because they weren't hardworking, because they didn't have to be hardworking. It's like you're not gonna evolve if you don't have to evolve. So when it came to watching what others had, I knew that wasn't real. Because somebody could watch me and see what I have and just assume that I always had it. That's not real. Even what you want, what you think that you want right now, that ain't real. Because once you get it, you don't want it anymore. It's just human nature, Once you get something, you always want it, and once you experience it, you're like, I'm bored with this.
Yeah, that's happened to me before.
Right. So really, the thing is just don't worry about what's going on in the world. Just stay focused on that vision that you have.
Right.
And that's what has always driven me. I got the same vision I had when I was a little kid. Nothing ever changed. So the closer I get to it now, it just motivates me to work harder. And every time I have a setback, or every time I'm frustrated, or every time I look around and it seems like others are doing well, really, I look at it and I say, well, others are doing well, I can do well too. Just because I'm doing well doesn't mean somebody else can't do well. Or just because they're doing well doesn't mean I can't, because I have a mentality of abundance. There's more than enough for everybody.
Right.
That mentality.
That's true.
It's like when my mentors told me, he said, some people are afraid to win. Some people are afraid to win, believe it or not. They get in a position where they win in life, and they screw it up because they believe it's just a matter of time before something goes wrong. Right. But you can't think like that. You got to be afraid to not take advantage of the moment. You got to want to win. So when you see things around you that may frustrate you or put you in a position where you feel like you're not doing what you need to do, you need to just stay focused on your dream and take that frustration and channel that energy into positive energy and channel that into work. Get to work.
Right. We were just talking about before we left dinner, and I'll let you jump in, Nicole, and tell me your thoughts. But we were just talking about Floyd Money Mayweather, and they see him, they think he flashy, arrogant, cocky. They saying all of this stuff, but some people even get offended because he counting literally like had $1 million sitting on the bed. But that motivates me. Like you said, if they can do it, I can do it too. Like
and Mayweather's usually telling you how he did it. He's telling you. He's like, hey, I own my own company. This is what we need to do. This. I mean, if you ever watch him, all he does is share information on. He gives you a blueprint. He's not hiding the information.
Right.
He's sharing the information.
Right.
But I think we're so blinded maybe by envy or. I think we get blinded by envy or ego, or jealousy, and we miss the bigger picture here, which is like, hey, this guy's giving me the recipe.
Right.
So.
I got it.
What you think?
What about you, Nicole?
So I guess I'm realizing now that I'm blessed because I have such a perspective, and I've always had this perspective. I've been so focused. Like I could tell you focus. I'm just telling Gene, like, I don't even see what's going on in the lanes next to me because I'm so focused on where I'm going and what I'm doing. And like, y'all know like my testimony and everything, so I'm just so like grateful to God. Like I see what I've been through, what He's taken me through, who He's allowed me to encourage and bless along the way. And I just every day I feel so like fulfilled and grateful. So even like while I'm trying to get to where it is that I'm going and I have goals, like I'm just thankful today for where I am now and who I've already helped and encouraged, and I'm just like I think one big thing about it is just being
no problem. Hey guys.
One big thing is giving back.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And like for me, that definitely keeps me focused and intentional. Like when I go to the homeless shelter, when I go to the prison.
Picture?
Finish this off.
You just want to
Hey, Macarena.
Alright, do a video.
I can't breathe. Look, I
Is this a video or is this a picture?
I never know.
Do I just still
Right,
do I
do
just...
like,
Yeah. This is us. We're
It
live.
says storage full.
Oh.
that figures. Alright, appreciate it, cuz.
No problem.
So this is one thing that I mentioned this earlier on my show today about someone who told me that, you know, he said he wasn't built to be an entrepreneur. He said that's not for him. He said, I don't want to, you know, I just can't go down that lane. I'm not, you know, I don't want to deal with the stress, the wear and tear. Now, Nicole, you work a job, but, you know, you're working on different investments. You know, you told us earlier you're about to buy a couple properties. Now, we've all been in corporate America. We've all went down that road. Do you guys, like, now a lot of people make this same comparison about leadership. They say some leaders are born. They were born to lead. Do you feel like entrepreneurs are born, or do you feel like that's something that anyone can do if they wanted to?
Absolutely not.
You think
Depends
they?
on you, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't, and I just
Absolutely
say, I
You say
don't.
they're not born.
No, entrepreneurs are like, if you're an
Oh,
entrepreneur,
yeah.
I know for
Alright.
sure, like, I was born from birth, I was supposed to be an entrepreneur. Like, from birth. I used to wake up and, like, literally, and, like, hey, how can I make my own money? Like, and I used to, like, literally, when I was in the second grade, I used to go around and wash cars. Well, I tried to wash cars and mow lawns. I just wanted to make my own money. I've always done stuff, but I had to figure out within myself that I had to do something I was passionate about. Because if you have that passion in behind it, the money will come.
Yeah, and I just want to say this because I work in corporate America. And absolutely, like, I love what I do. Like, I enjoy my job. I have
She loves what she does, by the way. A lot of people go to work every day and they hate their job and they're miserable and they're unhappy, yet they go every day, which I don't understand that. I guess I do a tad bit understand that. I've done it. You need your bills paid. You got mouths to feed. But you can still find something to do that makes you happy. Go ahead.
Right. So, I mean, I was going to say, I love my job. And I, like, think it's such an advantage because they're teaching me all this stuff that I'm just taking home and figuring out, too, how to use it and building my own legacy.
That's what it's
So,
for.
but I do think that everybody's not an entrepreneur. Like, we need somebody to work for us.
That's
Yeah,
what
exactly.
it
No, seriously.
Nah,
There's
that's a
nothing
good
wrong
point.
with that.
Yeah.
And it's nothing, and I don't think that it makes us any better or worse. I'm posing for everything.
We live.
Right.
She be
We
ready.
live, man. We talking and chopping it up.
The conversation.
So, how do you feel, Gene? Think people can evolve to the entrepreneur? I mean, I
It's
know you
not,
feel like
it's not for everybody. I mean, it's not about a matter of evolving to the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur,
workers
usually the
and some
entrepreneur is born out of necessity. I mean, I know
or
when I
push to the
work
limit.
I work for a dealership. I know one of the biggest issues I had was I wanted to go fast for my customer's sake. You know, I get through the process and I show somebody a car and they liked it. I wanted to go fast. I didn't want that person to sit there for an hour and a half to figure out how much it was going to be to buy the car. And that was where I would butt heads with those who were above me, was the process, the speed of the process, and the what's the word, the laissez-faire. You guys know what that means? The laissez-faire attitude. Like, it'll be,
I
let
don't
it
know what
be.
that means.
It'll come, let it be what it'll be. And I didn't believe that because I believe time was money. I believe that, you know, I'm spending.
Like, kind of like leave the status quo.
No,
Yeah.
there's a-
Yeah, so, you know, I think being an entrepreneur is born out of necessity. And like Nicole said earlier, you need people to work for you.
Absolutely.
You know, I've got a salesman. He may not ever want to be an entrepreneur, but he could still be a rich man one day, a very successful man, because he could simply follow instructions. You know, so there's a thin line a lot of times where people say they want to be an entrepreneur, but really it is they just don't want somebody to tell them what to do.
Exactly. That's it.
But,
That-
but
that's
we need
not-
a body. Like,
That's
we need
it.
a head, we need arms, we need legs,
Yeah.
and no part is any, like G's like, okay, I'm the business owner, but I need that
It's a
sales
team.
person.
Yeah.
It's a
I need
team.
him.
It's a group
Yeah.
effort. Absolutely.
I need him. I need the guy
I need
that
an
washes
IT
the
guy.
cars. Yeah.
Right.
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 And it's crazy. I mean, like, just based off of America, like, we're trained to say, hey, we're supposed to work a 9 to 5, and then, you know, work
Oh
all
my
these
goodness,
years,
I
and
freaking
then
hate that.
yeah, and then we get to the point where we're able to get Social Security, and then, you know, live life for the rest of our life.
That
Live
is-
the- But at the end of the
That's
day,
crazy, y'all.
like, my
That's
mom-
not
I'm
life.
alive for
You
this
know what?
generation.
like my
We don't have
mom, right?
Right.
My mom she's a baby boomer, and she worked at American Airlines 33 years. You know what I'm saying? And she was a worker. Like, she got it done. She still didn't even believe in my path and my passion until she really started seeing it, like, you know, take off. And that's just, you know,
Because of
some
the risk.
people.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
she's not a risk
yeah.
taker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
My
not a
mama's the
risk
same
taker.
way. My
Yeah.
mama's still looking at me like,
What are you doing?
put my money
get that later.
Right, nigga, you still gonna do that?
Right, yeah. So it's just like depending on the mindset, or and I really get a lot of that from my dad. My dad has been an entrepreneur since he was 23 years old. My mom, I get the structuring from my mom, but my dad, he like literally probably doesn't wake up till 12 or 2. That's me, and he still gets stuff done. He does all type of stuff. So it's just depending on some of it's genetic, but some of it just comes natural.
Right. So let me ask you guys this: for the person who isn't the entrepreneur, they love their job, they like what they do. They may be getting paid, let's just say $80,000 a year. They like what they do. Now, if you're trying to get wealthy and you're making $80,000 a year, it's going to take a very long time. And I want. Do you agree?
It's just math. Yeah, it's math.
No, but I would disagree because
They might feel that they're wealthy too.
But it depends on your living style.
Well, it depends on the way that you live. And what are you doing with that $8,000?
Yeah.
So
Right.
before,
Right.
let me finish the statement.
Yeah.
Nicole, I actually wanted you to start on this one because for that person who's working a job and they're making $80,000, and before this, I actually want to show you this example. A guy who's making right now $250,000 a year, making good money. He spends $280,000 a year.
Peace.
So he's 30 in the hole. Now you got Nicole, who's making $80,000 a year, and she's spending 60. Who's winning?
Exactly.
I didn't get this for myself. I got that from my man Patrick David, super entrepreneur out of Dallas.
You know what they say, right? They say if you're born outside of the U.S., you're 4 times more likely to become a millionaire. But think of the mentality, right? For somebody to say, come from Eastern Europe, they come in with 4 family members, 3 brothers, 4 brothers, whatever. They come in, right? One of them gets a good job. They get an apartment. They save their money. They go buy a car cash, okay? They don't go into debt. $2,000, right?
Right.
But that's the mentality. An American make $80,000. What does an American do? They upgrade their lifestyle.
Right.
Okay, now I gotta get the Audi.
By the way.
Now I gotta get the uptown apartment.
Right.
Now I gotta get the designer this, the designer that, and now I gotta eat out. Okay, I got the money. I can afford to eat out.
Right.
So now you look at it at $80,000. What's $80,000 a month?
Well, I'm going to tell y'all,
$7,000.
because it's been me making $80,000 a month from my job.
A year. Making $80,000 a year.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, not a month.
Right.
That's
Yeah, we going there though. We going there. But where you start? Because I wanted to get to that point.
We're live, baby. We're
I wanted to
live.
get to that point. How does someone who does have a decent job, how do they start to create other sources of income and invest too? Because you're doing this right now. She's doing this right now.
Right.
How do you get to that
Living
point?
testimony.
Yeah, or to how you can get some other things going and still work your job.
So I was gonna say, so when I bought my first property, I was making less than $40,000 a year.
Wow. See, that's why I keep smart people around me.
All day.
So, and the timing was right. Got it for a good deal.
Right.
Even had some assistance with down payment and everything. When I went to the closing table, I got a check back. I think I spent $900 to buy my first house out of my pocket.
Yeah, because you went for it.
Yeah.
If you'd have said, "Oh, I can't afford it," you would have never known that.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, started renting that house out. So now I'm making the mortgage for that house and putting money in my pocket
We lied.
and bought another house.
So awesome.
Hell yeah. Talking about how to get that money.
So
Even
now
if you
I'm
are
doing-
working
You were disciplined, like you had a plan.
Yeah,
Right.
and I didn't as my income went up,
You didn't
my
change your
expenses
lifestyle.
didn't.
Right.
I didn't have to go to a Mercedes.
Right.
I didn't have to get a expensive house. Like, in fact, I got a less expensive house.
Right.
And actually, that's one of the big mistakes that we make. Most of us buy more cars than we need and more house than what we need.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do. So I know we talk about, do you need to be an entrepreneur? Not necessarily. Do you need more than one source of income?
Absolutely. Zero
So,
is too
and
close
that
to
might
one.
be that, hey,
One is too
Too
close to
close.
zero.
What if something happens?
well, and that could mean that, hey, my $80,000 a month, but I'm investing in my friend's business here, and I'm investing in my friend's dealership, and I'm investing in my friend's books. So it's a lot of different things you could be doing with your money on $80,000 and not be an entrepreneur yourself and have multiple sources of income.
Yeah, because that money's going towards somebody else with an established brand. Let's keep that in mind. Somebody else with a brand that's established, they're getting that money. That's
So,
feeding their family.
This kind of is a sensitive stuff. Well, I don't know if it's sensitive or not, but we talked about this a little on my radio show. As far as blacks and minorities, in the U.S., nearly $1 trillion comes through our hands.
Yeah.
How come we go out and spend it on just stuff instead of investing in ourselves?
I think we feel like we're missing out on stuff. We're missing out on living life or what they portray on TV, and we're just kind of brainwashed in certain areas. Like, you want to live that lifestyle, but it's really like that'll always be there.
It's
so
not real.
It's just, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
real.
I'm just not
like,
saying education. And
yeah.
when I say education, I'm talking about at home. I'm talking about financial education.
Right.
Because the same example you just gave. So you have a person who drives a paid-for Toyota Corolla, owns a paid-for home, and makes $30,000 a year. Versus someone who makes $300,000 a year, has a $500,000 home, and has a $100,000 car. Like, who is in the better situation financially?
Not what you make is what you keep. Hey, and it's a link up here in my status for a financial education course sponsored by the McCrary Financial School. Check it out. Click on that link. That's a plug for my boy. Teaching us about these type of things that we're talking about right now.
And just one thing I do want to throw out there real quick on the real estate side, because before I actually started the sock business, I was in real estate, and I still am in real estate. That I know that like the back of my hand. But for like first-time home buyers that are kind of scared and don't know where to go or have questions, and you just really want to see about getting your first home, try the NACA program, www.naca. Okay, but anyway, the NACA program, you really, it's a great program. You do have to have your paperwork in order, but I mean, you don't have any closing costs. No, the average percentage rate is right below the market value. It's just a lot of stipulations and things that you have. And so if you can, just research it. And I just kind of wanted to let people know because a lot of people are in the unknown in that. So.
Right on.
NACA, www.naca.com.
Yeah, so hey guys, we are almost running out of sunlight, but I want to get to, it's an elephant out here in this backyard. It's standing over there in the corner. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it over here, and we're going to jump on this subject. And I was hoping it to get dark before we got here, and it's something that we need to talk about. It's called punctuality. Now, I know for me, I'm going to speak for myself. I've had problems with that in the past, being on time to certain events, even my old job. I used the excuse that, I never mind about the excuse. All it was an excuse, but sole responsibility felt on me. Now, some other people may have problems with punctuality, but there is something that has been labeled CP time. Colored people time. Now, although a lot of people can be late, but let's just talk about punctuality and how not being punctual impacts your brand. Nicole was just talking about this earlier. Can you just pick up where we left off at the dinner table about how that impacts your brand, whether you're an entrepreneur or in the workplace?
Yeah, so absolutely. So first of all, your brand. All of us have a brand, whether it's that you work for corporate America, and your brand is what you do every day, how people feel about you, what people think about you, whether you're an entrepreneur and your brand is literally a business. You even have a brand as a friend. Like
an individual person.
Yeah,
right.
So we all have a brand, and we are all building it either intentionally or unintentionally, but it's getting built. And so when you have a punctuality issue, you have a trust issue, and you are unprofessional. And so that's like really what it boils down to. If I can't depend on you to be where you say you're going to be, when you say you're going to be there, I cannot depend on you. And I can't trust your brand. So I just think a lot of times we feel like, okay, well, I stay late and I get my work done, but that's not what it's about. It's about integrity. It's about me knowing that you are going to follow through with what your commitments are. It's about me having trust and loyalty in that brand. So I just think, and the other thing is we have to be careful because we as African Americans, we have to prove that it's not correct.
right. It's already like a stereo. Like,
it's already, the expectation is already that we're going to be late.
Yeah.
And we have to intentionally prove it. And I know that in college where they used to say, you know, to be early is to be on time.
Right.
To be on time is to be late. So it's not enough for us to walk in, hey, you're supposed to be here at 9. It's not enough for us to walk in at 9. We need to be there waiting when they get there at 9.
Right. Gene, go ahead. Because most of this is unscripted, but he brought this when I was like, I sent him a text message. I was like, hey, guys, send me some, different topics you may want to talk about. Other than that, we're just going to, kind of make it natural, organic, and, go, just go with the flow. But he sent that promptly.
Yeah, I'm prompt. I mean, like I said earlier, time is money. Time is your most important resource. Don't be fooled into thinking money is your most important resource. Because you can lose money and then make money back. If you're 15 minutes late every day, for 6 months straight, that's a lot of time that you're going to waste. So we're not even going to get to that 6 months. We're not even going to make it to that point. And I just think it's just disrespectful, especially if somebody's paying you. Because there's somebody else that would love to be, in your position. If you're getting paid by somebody, and the least you can do is just show up on time, and you can't do that, it means you don't really respect the person. There's no way around that. We gave the analogy at dinner earlier, show up 5 minutes to work. He said, hey, my bad, man, it's just 5 minutes. But then on Friday, when you're ready for your check, and I tell you, hey, I got you on Monday, it's just 2 days, you're going to be mad. You're going to be salty. But it's the same level or same lack of respect that you showed me. So I don't see, any difference. And I think it's just part of being professional. We talk about building a brand. And if you can't depend on somebody, you can't depend on the brand, what do? You go to another brand that you can depend on, right? So, what do you think, Mary?
Well, I'm working on myself. Time management.
We all trying to get better.
Bad. Yeah. But when it comes to my business, I'm pretty prompt and precise when it comes to my business. But me as an overall person, I've gotten way better than what I used to be. And then really I had to start kind of seeing the people that were around me, like Ray. I'm just giving you, for instance, he wanted me to come on his radio show and record him. I didn't get there till about 17 minutes, almost 20 minutes late. And, that kind of rubbed him the wrong way. So I had to figure out, Miracle, it's not about you. It's about, the people that are around you or that can trust you or say, hey, Miracle, I need you to do this, and she's going to be there on time. So I had to realize that and, kind of just get myself together and, make sure that it's not just about me and my time. It's actually about the people that's around me as well.
Yeah, and this is not a plug. I read a little, it's an easy read. It's called Monday Morning Leadership. And I've had to give it to a couple of people that have worked for me because it talks a little bit about being late and about meetings. So let's just say, for example, if you're late today, there's 4 people here. So you're 15 minutes late. That's an hour of time that you just wasted us.
You can't get that back.
Yeah, of productivity. So I like what you said. It's not just about me. It's somebody else's time now too that you're holding up.
Right.
And as you think about meetings, and even I'm aware of that. Not just being on time, but ending on time. I'm always respectful. If I ask for an hour of your time, I'm going to take an hour of your time. At the end of the hour, if I have more, I'm going to ask you for permission to keep going or reschedule. And so I think that that's important too on your brand. As you make appointments, as you network with people, that you are on time and you stop on time, and that you're respectful of people's time. Yeah, absolutely.
Right on, man. That's good. I need to keep working. Yeah, it's not.
No,
Especially.
But it's all this little stuff.
It's just
It's
wrong.
little stuff,
You
yeah.
have to know this stuff. It took me some time because my family's late. Everybody's late. Everything is late. Everything is just late, and so it just took me time to go through situations and different things to understand time is really money.
Right on. But look.
And it's trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're working for someone, you got an employee late. You talking about you got an employee late. That's literally stealing time. Yeah, from them.
And I know we talk about money, guys, but there's some things in life that are just more important. I want people to be able to trust me. I want people to be able to depend on me. Not just in business, my friends, my family. I want them to know, hey, if I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. And that translates, that transcends this money.
All right. So before we end, it's getting dark out here, and I want to be respectful of my friends' time. They got things to do. They entrepreneurs. We always working on the business. I don't know how y'all feel, but literally, even when I'm not at work, tell me if I'm wrong. Are y'all always thinking about your business? What can I do better? How can I improve? What do I need? What needs to be done? Like, not stressing over, but you just always thinking about it. Like, it doesn't go away.
I wake up in the middle of the night and start writing down designs.
Right, yeah. I go jot down some stuff like you constantly going it, but in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way. I feel like you always think about it.
So mine is different, I guess, because like for me, my purpose is really not necessarily being an entrepreneur, but mine is really to develop and encourage other people.
Right.
So, and what keeps me up is, you know, how can I help somebody else? What can I do? What conversations that I have today? Was I able to make an impact? Did I do the most I could do? Did I say the right thing?
Right. Well, like I said, we're about to go ahead and wrap up. Before I do, I just want to ask each of you guys one question, and I'll answer the question myself. It's crazy that we've known each other for, you know, almost a decade or so. We're in our early 30s now. So if you guys could just go back and to your 21-year-old self and just say, hey, Derae, Nicole, Gene, Miracle, do this one thing, what would that be? I'm going to start with you, Nicole.
The one thing I would have told my 21-year-old self would have been to be intentional about life, to not just allow life to happen to me.
A lot of people just let circumstances just happen to them, and they just accept that. Like, you can change your circumstances. Like, if you want to change some shit, like, change it. Like, you ain't got to stay here. You ain't got to keep that body that you're working on. You don't have to stay in that income bracket. Change your shit, you know? You have the power in your mind to change it. Gene, what would you tell young G Fletch?
You know, when I, like at 21, you know, we were at Hampton, and then I watched these kids that just had so much more than me.
Yeah.
I mean, they just had so much more than me. It kind of overwhelmed me, you know, and what I would tell myself, you know, looking back on it, I was
turned into a fireside chat.
Look how we switched that.
Right? Impromptu.
Yeah, right. What I was,
you go for another hour in this heat. My bad. Go ahead. What would you tell the young Gene Fletcher?
I just would say, hey, you know, be more sensitive about what you say and, you know, the things that you say to people, because, you know, you may not even see it right now. You may not even see yourself that way, but you have no idea what impact, you know, your words may have on somebody. And instead of being, you know, so quick to, because you feel a certain way maybe to put somebody down or to be dismissive of somebody, you know, that same amount of energy I could have been encouraging people. Right. Because I didn't know back then, you know, how powerful, you know, the things that we say are. So I just had to learn the hard way of you know, losing some relationships, losing some friends, hurting some people's feelings, and no matter how many times I say sorry, it's not the same, you know. So that's what I would tell young gamers is, you know, be a little bit more compassionate, I guess, towards other people.
That's real. Young Mary Callie, young hustler.
Mosquito.
Right.
We about to get up out
I
here.
remember young Mary.
Yeah, I remember Mary Callie. Shoot.
-0, walking around, campus doing craziness.
In Oreos.
Look, I got some in the car. That's it. But I know for sure I would definitely say, be true to yourself. I always make sure that you are not trying to be in competition with anybody, not trying to live someone else's life, not trying to do certain things that just aren't you, but just always be true to yourself and just make sure that, you know, giving back more. Like, you know, because I didn't really realize, you know, not necessarily I was selfish in certain ways, but just like how much just me having a conversation with someone could uplift them or just encourage them to keep going or keep pushing. So I didn't really realize that until now, you know, where I am in life, you know, in my later 20s, that, you know, just that small little impact and staying true to myself just goes a long way.
But you've been that voice for me, I know, for a long time. Just encouragement and motivation.
Yeah, she hit me all the time.
I didn't even realize it though, because I just, you know, that's the person that I am. I really do have a sense of I want everybody to win, no matter, even if nobody, it doesn't matter who it is, even my worst enemy. I still want them to win. I just want us to all, you know, love each other. Kumbaya. I don't want any extra, no extra reasons.
What about you, Ray? 21-year-old Ray.
Slow down.
It's a family program.
Right. This is my family. Oh, man. Young 21 21-year-old Ray, I would have said.
21 Savage.
Real talk.
Ah, man. I would have said. Obviously, I always say this, but this is obvious. I would say start reading right now. Start reading as many books as you possibly can. The last thing I would have said is to think big. Just think big about everything. Like, change your mindset. Change your whole dynamic of thinking, because that, since I've changed my thinking, my whole life has changed, really. Like, I wouldn't be where I am now if I didn't change my mindset. So I would have just said, change your mindset. Start thinking on a big scale. You can do whatever you want to in this world.
Yeah, and I know we're in it, but I just want to add to that that's where change starts.
Oh, definitely.
It starts in your mind.
Starts in the mind. Change starts in the mind.
You think you're going to have a bad day, or you think you're going to be sleepy for the next 2 hours, you're going to be sleepy and you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah, you have a
That's
bad
just how
day.
it
You
goes.
catching all the red lights, nigga.
Right, exactly. No, that's real talk.
Yeah, literally, like, your mind controls everything.
It's
Like,
so powerful.
and like I said, that's why I wanted us to get together, because it's good to be around other minds who are also thinking. It's good, and John C. Maxwell talks about this in his book, How Successful People Think. He talks about different types of thinking, and one of them is shared thinking, sharing ideas. You know, we might continue this conversation next month when Nicole come back in town and talk about some business ideas and how we can make some money. That's gonna be the next one.
Speaking of
Look,
which,
that's $1
That's
an
gonna be
hour
the
now.
next one.
$1
$1 an hour.
last month when I was here, I was leaving, and I was on a bus at the airport getting my real car. And I saw this man. I said, "He looks like John Maxwell." And I just like, I couldn't stay in my seat. So I went over there. I said, "You look so familiar. His name John."
His name John.
And he said, "Yeah, I'm John Maxwell."
What?
That's
What?
great. So it was, and he's my favorite author. So it's funny
Really?
you say that.
Have you read that book? Yeah, it's good. I'm actually,
Smarty pants.
hey man, that's why I said hang around smart people, man. That's all we got, man. It's dark out here, man.
But these are my guys. Like, this is my family, my brothers and my sisters, my best friends. If I ever need to call them for anything, you always have somebody that can encourage you, stimulate your mind,
I
and
got
keep
some.
you rolling. Because at the end of the day, and to keep it real with you, you got to have people that keep it real with you.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
at the end of the day, if you don't have nobody to keep it real with you and keep you on your toes, then you need to just, cut them out. Because it was a reason in the season. That was it.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm
I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, family.